This is the Bob Lange Show.
What a crazy planet we live on, huh? And time keeps moving on, and our culture keeps developing. Changes in hairstyles, in terminology, music. So it would seem behavior as well. Well, you just look back and you see that the personal computer changed so many aspects of our lives. We went from going to the library and opening a drawer full of little cards that you would search to find the book you're looking for to get the knowledge you needed to do a task or to learn a lesson, to click, click, search, and it pops up on your screen. We can pay our bills, we can order food, we can do almost anything on our personal devices. Man, that was some serious cultural change. I mean, it changed the whole world. Now you can bring the world into wherever you are. But for those of you still going to the store, self-checkouts appeared with the promise of a lot of things versus the reality of it. They were supposed to allow businesses to repurpose their people to more profitable or efficient work taskings, and at the same time for the business reduce labor costs. But the reality is, self-checkouts created their own set of problems, and a cultural change happened again. After so many thefts, stores began to lock up the toothpaste, the laundry detergent, and batteries. Unemployed cashiers, inventory issues. But theft triggered a behavioral change that it's still hard to deal with in some cases. Theft in some of the major retailers became so bad that they decided to reverse trajectory and bring back cashiers and reduce the number of self-checkouts. But those experienced cashiers had already found other work. Change again. Some retailers, just hit by so much theft, packed up and moved out. This also drove buyers online. As technology and the web grew and developed more convenience, it also took us away from each other. Text, emojis, DMs, and other online social interactions can be helpful at times, but they remove us from person-to-person contact. A change in culture again. Without that person-to-person contact, we grow a little more self-centered, or a lot. Meanwhile, our TVs, movies, and online culture shows us a world we don't have, but are incentivized to pursue. Ask your doctor if it's right for you. Our cultural issues come from the culture we create. If we want better culture, we better be better. If we want a better culture, we better do better. And if we want a better society, we better demand better. This requires action. Oh boy. And it's hard to get up off the couch when everything is so convenient. I mean, they'll deliver food to your front door now. Used to be just pizza. Now you can get anything. Well, almost. But if we want the culture to be better, if we want to see things change for the better, it starts with the number one purveyor of better, and that's you. You can control the things that you can control, and you can't control the things you don't control. So start with your own self-control. Maybe it's not screaming at somebody in traffic. Maybe it's opening the door for somebody who needs help with an armful of things. Maybe it's just a kind word. But if you want to see change, be the change you want to see. Oh, I know, that's an old cliche, but cliches have a root in reality, and they have a root in truth. There's a great song by Michael Jackson that says, if you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make that change. Change isn't easy, and within the circle that you control, you can make those changes. What you do, how you react, and where you put your time and effort. Is the effort worth it? Depends on what kind of culture and society you want to have around you on this crazy planet. Man, what a time to be alive. If you're lucky enough to be 90, you're lucky for a lot of reasons, but mostly for the advancement of human communication. Man, the telegraph, telephone, radio, movies, television, then cable television, then the internet, beginning with text. Remember The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? That was fun. Then images, and then video. All of these spurred accelerations in development of society, including great advancements in technology. We got the birth of flight, space travel, advances in medicine, longevity expanding. But has the bell curve reached its apex where the detriment to society becomes more evident? The proliferation of deadly technology and destructive communications. Have we reached the beginning of the end? Or will we cumulatively turn the wagons and make our way forward together in peace and prosperity? Now, our information comes from so many directions and in so many different varieties of left, right, up, down. Societal divisions are being heralded. I mean, can't we all just get along? As all this communication comes flowing at us like water out of a fire hose, humans have used segmentation as an adaptive methodology. They take their news from one site or the other. They read one column or another. They eat at a certain restaurant and not another, so to speak. Will what they're missing make a difference in us as a society as a whole? It can be postulated that the movie's already done that by showing us people flying through the air and shooting up entire neighborhoods and bombing cities into Armageddon. Have we created an environment where that is acceptable or possible? We're in an age where artificial intelligence can conjure images of anything doing. We've entered an era where artificial intelligence can allow us to create images that are of anyone, anywhere, doing anything. And the movies are along for the ride. Will our television news become corrupted? Or have they already been corrupted by biases to the left or right? And how will that affect us all as we move through our daily lives? We all still have to work, and we all have to pay our bills, but we also have to play and recreate and recharge our batteries and give ourselves a Zen pool to sit in while we analyze and assimilate what has come our way. Are we teaching our children to do this when they're young? If we are, it would be better if it was at the home. Have our institutions become so process-driven that we literally are manufacturing humans for this purpose or that purpose? Do we even give ourselves today, those of us with a few rings around our trunk, the opportunity to breathe free and be what we are rather than what we, quote, need to be? Despite the 24-hour news cycle and the endless parade of crazy movies that are released every year, I encourage you to find a book. Yes, a book. Not necessarily self-help. I'm reading one that is a large record of history in my local area, in depth. It's so that I can gain perspective of my local area, 100 miles around me. I find that it binds me to my neighborhood in a unique way, and it frees me to look beyond with a different set of eyes. A diversity of experience seems to be something we could all benefit from. Is it good? Will it help me? Will it help my country? Will it help my neighborhood? If all the lights are green, it may be the right way. And if I do my part, will the bell curve keep rising? Jimmy Buffett said, 24 hours, maybe 60 good years, it's really not that long a stay. So as we suffer the fire hose of information coming at us from every direction, let's carve out some time for reflection, investigation, and personal progress that will help us develop personal standards that will surely keep that bell curve growing higher and higher and move us all along together.
This has been the Bob Lange Show. The opinions expressed are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of Spirited USA or any entities represented. This program is for entertainment purposes only and does not constitute professional advice. Thanks for listening.